Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to MindBody TV. I am Dr. Kim Duramo. I'm so grateful to be here as always. I would love to hear where you're tuning in from. If you are watching the recording later, I'll get the messages. Today, I'm going to be talking about something really powerful. And I think that's something, it couldn't be better timing for this, to learn this, right? We're tapping into the wisdom of our body. For those of you who know my work, it's really about connecting within and allowing that potency to heal the body, to guide us in our directions, to literally create and manifest our lives. And the theme that I picked for today is about stepping into your truth this year. So Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I'm super excited for 2022. It's really, really a potent time to begin to think about consciously creating our lives. And we just did the manifesting challenge like a few weeks ago. For those of you who missed it, it was a really powerful 5-day challenge. It is available on my YouTube, so you can just start with day 0 and go from there. We are creators. We are creating our lives. We are not only creating the effect of what happens physiologically, cellularly in the body. We are creating everything that is happening in our field, in our life, in our world, in our experience. And whether you're conscious of it or not, it really doesn't matter. You're creating it. You are a creator. Your body is a transmitter, constantly sending signals to the world, constantly creating an electromagnetic effect that affects every cell in your body, that affects your DNA, that has you manifest strength, vitality, healing, or the opposite of that. And so for many of us, because we're not tuned in, we don't let that awareness in. We're not dialing into the wisdom. We're dialing out, right? We're paying attention outside of us. Oh, they said to do this. Oh, now they said to do that. Oh, this is the way I should eat. Oh, wait, now they said this is the way I should eat. So we got to look at the book to figure out how to eat, because we're so disconnected from the wisdom and from our own system. So it's really not just about things that pertain to our health, though. It's, should I take this job? Is this going to create wealth and prosperity in my life? Is this going to feed and nurture my family? Or is it going to stress me out and make me miserable, right? In the head, we can't know that. We can know it looks good on paper. It should be something that makes me happy. Should I marry this person? Should I go on a date with that person? Right? In our head, on paper, it may look like, this is the right thing. But then we have on some level awareness of whether or not that's going to be a choice that will create love and prosperity in our lives. It's a matter of how much we let ourselves be aware of that, how much we dial into that, how much we let ourselves know what we know versus we override it, we disconnect from it. Well, he looks like such a nice guy, and this kind of makes sense, so I'm just going to do that. And then we disconnect from what we know. Or, well, I'm going to make a lot of money and it's the responsible thing to do, so I'm going to go this way and take that job. And the voice inside of us, which will lead to immense wealth and prosperity, is saying, no, don't go that way. And then we kind of override it. And sometimes we make it wrong. Oh, why am I just always so, resistant? Why can't I just make myself do this? And then we push. So, but we're disconnected, right? So whenever we're disconnected from the wisdom, it cannot ever, ever, ever create love, joy, prosperity, expansion, wealth. It is not possible. So for this year, it would be one of the most powerful things you could begin to do is, I'm going to start tuning in. I'm going to start making space. I'm going to start listening and connecting and living my life from there. So we're going to explain about this wisdom and how it strengthens the body and how it registers truth versus lie. We're just going to start with the really simple truth versus lie, right? And even asking questions. Will this create prosperity in my life, in my health, for my kids, for my money, for my family? The basic things. Or, is this not going to? Is this going to be the opposite? Having the awareness of yes or no, black and white. Truth and lie. Super, super simple. But like I said, one of the most powerful tools you could begin to develop and live by this year. So that is what we'll be doing. Hello, everyone who's joining here live. We have Sinead from Ireland, Kathy from Slovenia, Julia from New Zealand. Roberta, hello. From Cleveland. I need to relax my fingers. I can't spell. Jane from Ontario. Regina, I'm so excited. I've gone through the biggest transformation of my life. Side effect of losing my husband. Oh, my love. All right. Good morning, Karen. Trevor from Washington. Another one from Washington. Cindy. All right, Montreal. Hello, Rachel. All right, hello, everyone. Rebecca from Netherlands. Janet from Minnesota. Calgary. Hello, Shayla. Oh, hello, Shayla. I know who you are, you lovely woman. All right, Regina. Hello, everybody who is in Instagram. We are broadcasting in there today as well. And a special shout out, hello to my gem, because she is supposed to be here as well, my daughter, sweet angel Gemma, super empathic little being, and sometimes realizing like, whoa, things can be intense. She feels things very intensely. And so, you know, I'm sharing as much as I can with her of how to stay connected so that we create harmony in the body, so that we create resilience, so that we stay not disconnected, right? It's too painful. I'm just going to disconnect, but stay connected, but find a way to release the resistance so we have more fluidity in our experience, more joy, more harmony. That's the most important thing. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, and for those of you who've been following for a little bit, I've talked about David Hawkins' work. He was an MD psychiatrist who did a lot of work and how consciousness affects the physical body. All right, you guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to get back into my phone because it wasn't working well. So here I am. Sorry about that. So I'm going to pick right back up where I left off. And I was talking about specifically how the body's electromagnetic system registers information. Like we have the ability to know many, many things. We can know, you know, what's the best place to send my kid to school, or what's the one thing I could do today that would create the most prosperity in my health and in my life, right? What's one thing I could do to grow my business? What's one thing I could do to strengthen my relationships? So specific information, or even like a broader, larger level of like, what is the theme of this year for me, right? What's the best way for me to live my life this year? So something like on a larger level. And then begin living in that alignment, the alignment of, yes, this is in the harmonic of what is my heart's greatest desire. And for those of you who paid attention to the 5-day manifestation challenge, I have shared a lot that it's a difference between the ego desire, right? I want to manifest this much money and this kind of relationship, and I have to be in this place, versus the true heart's desire, which is usually like the essence of what that thing would bring me. If I had that money, oh, I'd feel so free. If I had that kind of job and people in my life, oh, I feel so expressed and accepted and loved and purposeful, right? And inspired. So when we actually want to manifest, you want to go into the end result first and then let that into the body. And we did lots of that. This is one of the big things we're going to be doing in the upcoming event we're having in a few weeks. It's going to be live streamed, which is about awakening, right? The Awakening, Mind-Body Awakening event. We'll go much deeper into this. How do we activate the body for potent manifestation? And so this is one of the main ways, is look at all those things and share here with me, like, what is your desire this year? What do you want to manifest this year? What is your intention for 2022? But then also look behind that, like, why do I want X, Y, and Z? Oh, because then it's going to be a feeling or an experience. Then I'll feel, and it'll be some form of like joy, freedom, vitality, meaning, purpose, love. It's always going to be on that channel. What is it, right, that I want? Oh, I want to have, we're looking, I mentioned last week, we're looking at a ski condo, and it's not about the ski condo, right? Or if someone's like, I want to have a baby. Oh, I just need to have this baby. Well, it's because you want to feel more expansive in your life. You want to have a deeper connection, deeper love, deeper joy. We have our daughters on the ski team, so we're up there every Saturday and Sunday. It's so much more fluid to like, oh, we're going to stay in our condo and we have this beautiful space and we'll eat our food and we just peace out, right? We jump on the mountain, we jump off the mountain. This is an awesome experience, but it's the essence of that fluidity, freedom, abundance, right? Versus like, oh, loading the car up and down, getting up there, getting back. Like, that isn't the same frequency. So when we embody that, even just thinking about it, but better yet to feel it, we activate the body. Well, what are you activating? So this is what we're going to talk about Hawkins' work. You're activating your electromagnetic system. So your body is energy. Every single thing, even though it looks pretty physical, feels so physical, it is pure energy. It is vibration at its basic core. And as vibration, energy has a frequency. And it's either a high frequency of joy, I'm free, I'm living my most expansive life. Yes, I receive all things as they come. Life is on my side. Or it's a resistant frequency. Oh, I can't believe this thing happened. Nothing ever goes right for me. God, I can't believe I have this back pain. This sucks. And I'm a victim, right? Low frequency. Your perception, meaning how your brain works, how you see things, what you see, what you don't see, is 100% determined by your frequency. What's happening in your body, your health, your DNA expression is 100% determined by your frequency. Not 2%, not just a little bit sometimes, 100% all of the time. This is the greatest factor. Would be worth investing and working with this system. So what Hawkins did was he would test, is the body going strong? Is the body going weak? And they would ask questions, so like, my name is Kim Duramo, right? And then the body's strong, right? Yes, this is the truth that I'm living in right now. My name is Mickey Mouse, and your body will go weak. If you've ever done kinesiologic testing, it's really fascinating because you're like, I'm not even trying. I'm not even thinking about that. And the body literally goes weak. Like, you cannot hold your arm up when they just put the slightest pressure and push it down. So the electromagnetics are registering truth versus lie. If someone's lying to you, and a lot of times, like, women will say, oh my God, my husband's been cheating on me for years and I just found out, I had no idea. There's always some level within us where we do know. But then it's like we had already learned to override that, so we don't even let ourselves know what we know. Right. And then, so don't make yourself wrong, because like, it's not about the spiritual Olympics or the superiority of awakening. It's, oh, wow, I wasn't aware of this, but this is what's happening. Okay. Now, how can I let myself have more awareness and actually let myself know what I know? So I stay in awareness instead of staying in my story or my programming, that maybe if it doesn't align with that awareness, I just brush that awareness over there. No, no, everything's fine. I'm living my story, right? No, nobody's cheating on me. We have this awesome marriage. It's just great because I'm married to my story, not to the actual reality. So this is how, for myself as a physician, I have been able to tune into what's really going on in the body. Why is this person really sick and not recovering from, a traumatic injury? Why is this person really fatigued and developing chronic fatigue syndrome? Why is this person developing MS and not getting better? Why is this cancer appearing and not going away, right? We can know this. And when you practice, which I've been doing for like most of my life, intentionally practicing this. So don't go for like Olympic level connection with your wisdom in 5 minutes. Just set up this year, I'm going to establish more connection. I'm going to open to this. I'm going to let it in. So don't set it up like I'm completely awakened. I know everything I need to know. I'm never fooled. Just let yourself set the intention. I live more fully awakened and connected with my truth. Okay, so the electromagnetics will register truth versus lie. And it's not only like, is this person lying? What's going on? Like my friend sent me a video, and it was a particular person talking about particular testing that's going on and some other stuff that's going on right now. And she said, what do you think of this? And it was very like alarmist, and this is bad, and you got to make sure this doesn't happen. So you got that frequency. I'm aware like this guy is functioning from fear. But then there was a lot of truth in what he was saying. And so I was able to decipher what is actually true, what's useful information, and then what's the layer in which he's saying it that has it get a little muddy, right? Like, you got to really worry about this thing. Not true, never true. Fear is never going to be your wisdom speaking. But, there's this little bit of awareness of like, yeah, don't use this thing this way. It's not how it's designed to be used. It's not going to be useful to do it that way. And so we can take the nugget, but we can't do that if we're not in our own discernment, right? If we're not in discernment, I think it's been showing up more than any time ever on the planet. We just buy everything, right? Oh my God, they told me this is this bad thing's happening. Oh no. And they told me it's going to be this way instead. Oh, okay. And then we're bouncing around like a ping pong ball because we're disconnected here. So for right now, let me look at some of the comments. I love that. I set the intention to live more fully, recognize the truth, and embody alignment with my true self. I tend to want to make others wrong from my long-time disconnection from the truth, my intuition, like my parents for beating those abilities out of me. Yeah. And it's okay to acknowledge the one who was hurt. Like that's going to be helpful. But to buy into the story she's telling you, like it's their fault and I'll always be broken as a result, is not true. It's not helpful. So it doesn't mean don't welcome what that part of you has to say. I love you. You're hurt. Show me what you're feeling. Right. And then that part's like, it's everyone else's fault. Not true, but embrace it. Welcome it. Yes. What else do you have to show me? Let the self open up. And then you begin to look like, what's actually the value here? Oh, I'm hurting. Right. That's the value. I see my pain. If I can see my pain, I can embrace my pain. I can embody my pain. I can cry out my pain. I can let that energy release, but you have to welcome it first. So sometimes there's a nugget of truth underneath a big story. Anything that's been persistent, that's going to be the case. If the body's sick and not getting better, there's something there to be received in the equation of that. So Carrie said also, it means I'm angry and resentful, which cuts me off even more. Go figure. Yeah, it's not being angry and resentful that disconnects us. It's when we resist those energies, right? I'm angry. I don't want to really feel the pain that's in here. So let me use anger to push them away and make them wrong. Oh, wait a minute. What if I just drop in and feel the sorrow or the abandonment or the sadness, right? So then I don't need to protect myself from those energies. I can just welcome them. What we welcome resolves. What we resist persists. LOL, Spiritual Olympics. Brittany, my husband and children and I have lingering weird septic smell and taste only with certain foods, smell and taste from natural infection COVID months ago. Can this work help to encourage the body to heal? Yes, 100%. Absolutely. And there are a lot of things that recalibrate in the system. Anytime we have like a virus is information. It's actually DNA. You know, it's RNA, but then the body makes it into DNA. That's the infection we have. So it's information coming into the system. Well, do you know that 85% of human DNA, the DNA in our body, is from bacteria and viruses? So we have the ability to make certain vitamins in our body. We have the ability to fight off certain infections. We have the ability to recover and repair the DNA and, you know, fight cancer. And most of those traits and characteristics are from bacteria and viral information that our body has integrated. So when we go through an infection, like what we're talking about, the body has to assimilate that information. And that can be obviously really like lots of inflammation. You get sick, you're like, oh, I'm miserable. And then even months sometimes for the body to integrate that. The more resistance we're in, oh my God, this is bad. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. The harder it is for the body to assimilate that and recalibrate back to health. Actually, a higher level of health than where you were before you came in. And for some people, that doesn't happen. Right? They like never recover because the body doesn't have enough of the energy it needs to do the healing. This is one of the most important things that we'll be doing in the Dallas event is recalibrating to true alignment, right? When I live as the essence of who I am, my body has energy. When I'm trying really hard to like pull it off and do the job and be the thing that I'm really not, right? Hold it together, make this relationship work because it's falling apart, right? It's not actually integritous. So I have to hold it together. You don't have to hold stuff together that's not ready to fall apart. That all that energy goes into those things and it's not available for the body. So of course healing can't happen. So of course the cancer will never heal, right? That's the story. Is it actually true in the highest sense of the word? No. Is it the truth we may be living into and play out? Absolutely. Most people are. And that will be the result. So we've got to change things and shift things at the core. So how do we tap into this wisdom? My chiropractor practices muscle testing. So fascinating. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of chiropractors or other doctors and physicians who are not in the system have learned this because it's a really powerful healing tool and it honors the wisdom in the body. In the conventional system, they don't even acknowledge that there's wisdom in the body. It's zero. So why would they learn a tool? Why would they be taught a tool that, works with the wisdom of the body? They wouldn't, and they aren't. And unless those types of physicians look elsewhere and look outside the system, they don't even know this stuff exists. Roberta, build up my business so I can have the freedom of working from anywhere and the joy of knowing I'm really helping people. Good. And so go to the essence of this. This is one big thing we're going to practice. If you are signed up for the live stream or the Dallas event to come be in Dallas, we're going to really integrate a lot of this where you're able to activate the body. You ignite your light, so to speak, which as a side note, I am adding the Ignite Your Light program into the mix for anyone who does join the live stream or come to the event in Dallas, because this is such a big part of what we'll be doing in the event with using breath work to clear the old energy, release the old, welcome in the new, activate the body to manifest what your heart does desire, what you do want to create. And that link is at drkimd.com/Dallas, whether you're going to do the live stream or join me. And that is on offer. You'll have, as of today, I think, we're going to include the Ignite Your Light program with that, which is just a really, really powerful breathing technique to clear and release all the old residues, all the old consciousness, all the old traumas, release stress from the body. It's a really powerful thing to have, a great, powerful tool to discharge that energy. So that will be a part of it. But one of the things we'll be doing is so Roberta's talking about I have this business, this freedom. I can work from anywhere. I'm in the joy of knowing I'm really making a difference. That is an energy. That is a consciousness. So we think of it as a thing, right? Like this pen is a thing. I got to have this thing. I want that business. How do I make it happen? And we think if we bring this thing in, then I'm going to have that result. I'm going to feel free. I'm going to have purpose. But it's the opposite. So throw that over there, I cultivate a sense of joy, freedom, purpose. I am free. I am abundant. I am taken care of. My life works. I'm provided for. I'm so grateful and thankful. So do this with me now. You'll feel the increase in frequency. So think about the thing, whether it's a baby or my kids are healthy and, nurtured. I'm in a thriving business situation, doing what I love to do, making a massive difference. Feel what that feels like. You have to cultivate the embodiment first. This is where we ignite, right? Truth makes the body strong. So we're going to strengthen the whole body right now. So feel that, amplify that, turn up the volume on that. I'm living it, touching it, tasting it, feeling it. The conversations I have are part of this, are reflective of this. I'm living this life now. So grateful and thankful. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. The challenges I went through and what I came beyond, and here I am. It's real. I'm here. Feel that. Breathe that. Exhale everything that's not that. And then just welcome that in small and big ways right here, right now. So we got to drop in, feel the body, feel what's here. Take a few breaths to blow it up. Double blessings for the double year. Financial abundance to move out of a job and have the freedom to pursue my true interests. This is almost universal, especially in this community. Everybody is realizing like, whoa, it is essential to me. Maybe 10 years ago, it would have been nice, right? And then it's like, whoa, it's making me sick. And then it's like, no, this isn't essential. I will move into something more expansive. I will let go of what I think can't happen. I will let go of what I think is not possible. I will let go of what I think has to happen. And I will open to a possibility beyond which I can see right now. So just keep breathing that. This is a big, big thing that we're going to do in the live stream event. We'll go much deeper with all of this. I know it's really like a touch-in each week when we come in here. There are so many things possible for all of us right now. And the more you take action to invest in what you know, the more it ignites that in your body. So first step, always drop in. You can tap a little bit on the body. Tapping is a really powerful way to reset the electromagnetics. And just acknowledge like, wow, I'm really in pain. I am really unhappy with my life right now. It's okay to feel this. Breathing in, breathing out. You can pick any tapping point. Sometimes intuitively you'll know, oh, this is where I'm going to tap here. Or I'm going to tap over here. Or just try them all, right? Just tap in a little bit. What am I feeling? What am I sensing? Maybe it's, I have no idea what I'm feeling and what I'm sensing. Maybe it's, I'm not feeling and sensing anything. Frustration. Could be that. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Right? The idea there's nothing here. I'm so disconnected. Maybe I'll never be connected. Okay? I honor what's coming up in my body right now. The ideas, the thoughts, the beliefs, the feelings, the experiences. Breathing in, breathing out. Tell your body it's okay to feel what I feel. Right? Just tap along with me. You can just listen to my words, tap the body out. It will open your electromagnetics. It will rebalance and harmonize your acupuncture system, which basically affects every cell in your body. Breathing in, breathing out. So if you knew your body was registering truth versus lie, would you sit in front of that authority figure with a different question? Right? Instead of, tell me what to do. What do I need to do to be safe? You might say, is this useful information for me? Right? But then I've got to tune in and be aware here. I think the number one most powerful thing, and we did it in the 5-day manifestation, I do it in everything that I'm doing in my work, that we will really, really sort of like cellularly integrate in the Dallas event live stream workshop is the anchoring my awareness in my body. If that's all I do this year, I do one thing, my awareness is here. That will ignite everything. Everything else will take care of itself. Your action's going to be different. Because if you're aware of how painful it is to keep going to that job you hate, you're going to look for something else. You're going to open. You're going to ask, what else needs to happen? What do I need to look at that I haven't been able to think of? Right? But if you're not aware, you're seeing like 2% of the equation, right? Of course, it's not going to seem like there's possibilities. You're looking through like a tiny little straw. The possibilities might be out here, periphery. Got to open. Okay, so awareness in the body. So physically touching your body, tapping like we just did, acknowledging what you feel or don't feel. I don't feel anything. Okay, just going to acknowledge that. That recalibrates your nervous system. That lets the brain get more present to what is here and register information more fully. Awareness changes things. Awareness begins the healing, right? Awareness is the medicine, not a means to it. So in the instant elevation program, it's, the first step of the ABC technique, but it is the most essential. Catherine, how do I deal with fears that are implanted into you by someone else that undermine you? So do you see how much power you're giving to the fear? It's implanted in you and you can't do anything about it. Victim. Oh, wait a minute. What if it's just energy? And then there's my story about it. It's implanted, it's embedded, it's inaccessible. I can't do anything. You're rendering yourself powerless. Who's rendering yourself powerless? You. Oh, that's good because you have full reign over what you choose. What if you choose to not do that and you choose to ask, what if I'm powerful and I can let this be different? What if seeing it in a different way is enough to let this be different? Implanted in you by someone else that undermine you, even though you know it's not necessarily true, it really feels it because you feel so vulnerable to trust your own thoughts and opinions, etc. It definitely affects my ego, but with fear. Yes, I think that we're all in that to some degree, small or big. It's like, whoa, these subconscious things that are in the system that are running the show. And so back to awareness, right? Oh, I'm aware that I'm right now, there's no power. I'm powerless. I'm just living the program, right? Okay, I see that. Awareness is always going to trump unconsciousness, right? So I'm in the program, but I'm totally unconscious of it versus like I'm in the program, but I'm conscious of it. Even though it feels more shitty than I'm in the program, but ignorance is bliss. So even though it feels more like, it's actually a higher frequency. You're actually allowing change to begin. Right. So, okay, here's this thing, this idea that it's embedded, this idea that they did this to me and I'm powerless. All right. I'm just going to sit with that for a whole day. Right. I'm going to breathe in and breathe out everything that is, everything I'm making that mean, all of the pain that goes along with it, and my story. I'm just going to see it and witness it. Whoa, this is so dense. Breathe in. Breathe out, maybe even tap. Yep, body, I see it. This pattern that's there. Maybe I've always seen it, but not like I do right now. Thank you for showing me. This is what we're doing in 2022. We're awakening. So it's not just the first step. It's like the medicine. Awareness is the medicine. So let it be enough. I see this because that's going to change everything and it will guide you through your journey. So tap in, become aware, remember that there's wisdom here. And then just ask, like, what would it be for me to follow that wisdom? Even just a little bit. And following the wisdom doesn't mean I got to quit my job. I'm going to do something else. It means I'm going to get curious. Would there be something else possible? What else is possible? I'm aware of how much pain it is to stay in this job I hate. What else is possible? Just going to get curious. I'm just going to get out of the conclusion that nothing else could work. Right? Because we're in the conclusion, but I have to stay in this job. There's no other way. oh, okay, you're going to continue on that path. You're going to prove to yourself whatever you buy into. Going to prove it. It's going to play out. And then you're right. But would you rather be right or be free? I'd rather be free. I had to choose that a long time ago. And it doesn't sound like that would be a hard choice. But when we're in the ego, it's a hard choice. You're like, no, I'm right. I'm right. I have to be right about this. Because righteousness is a protection. And we think we need that protection. I mean, I thought I needed that protection at the time. 20 years ago, I don't know. When someone first asked me that question, I think she asked me, would you rather be right or be happy? And I was like, what? And I realized, like, yeah, I'm really holding this. I'm holding this perspective and this way of being that's actually really hard. So what if instead I'd rather have love? I've got to let go of being right about what I think is true. And then you enter the wisdom, which knows what's actually true. It's actually true that it is possible for me to move into a different work structure, either where I am or in a whole different space. And as I connect, I can follow one breath at a time, one day at a time, into letting that be created and letting it show up. Marissa, empowerment. Hafsa, I have pain in my stomach, burning sensation due to anxiety. Nothing works. What to do? And that's the first thing, right? Okay, I'm aware that I'm buying into the idea. Nothing works, nothing works, nothing works. So it's like you are beating yourself against a wall, but you are not only the self, you are the wall. So you can just simply ask yourself, first, we got to meet the pain of what this has been, right? It's impossible. It's impossible. Wow, so powerless. When I create it that way, it's impossible. I'm just going to have compassion for the one who has had to live this shit. It might have been a long time. I love you. I love you. I love you. Right? You have to connect with now before anything can change. So you can't manifest by like, I'm going to have that other thing. I don't want this thing. No, no, no. I want to have the other thing. Now you're in separation. Can't happen like that. We'll integrate that again, like in the New Year's workshop that we're doing, whether you're tuning in live stream or coming to be there in Dallas. 11, if I had Kim on speed dial. But we really integrate that power. You got to call your power back. And the only way in that situation I can call my power back is actually meeting the pain of how real it is, how impossible it is when I'm in that reality. Nothing works. Nothing. You know how many patients have come to me? Nothing works for my chronic fatigue. Nothing works for my Hashimoto's. Nothing works for my fibromyalgia. Okay. So the first thing I have to do as my job is see if they're willing to go beyond what they're currently living. I get that it's, the reality for you. Are you willing to open to something higher? And they may not be. There was one person I worked with when I first learned tapping, and she really just wasn't ready to let go of her victimhood. And so she resisted. And I had to learn, like, I've got to honor that. I may want this result for that person more than they want it for themselves. So you have to first look at the one who's hurting, who might be like, no, I'm not listening to anything this chick says. This is not true, right? Who just is in resistance. You have to love that one first. You have to welcome the no in order to allow the opening to yes. Can't be otherwise. You can't work with a system other than the one you're in. And I know we all want to like get out of this system, get into the better one. But that is not possible. The only thing we can do is be where we are here now as we are, more fully and more willingly. And that is the change we're waiting for. That we are the change we're waiting for. Okay, so let me just see. Yes, Truth versus Falsehood. Thank you, Sari. That was Hawkins' other book. And in all of his books, a lot of them talk about the same kind of thing with these calibrations of consciousness, how our consciousness affects our physical and our health and our vitality, and either strengthens the body and the health or weakens it, and we have disease. So Do we want to tap into that? First of all, because it can be really scary to live our truth, especially when everything around us says, there's nothing in there. What are you talking about? You're crazy. And I'm almost 50 years old. So this was like 16 years old and I had this awakening and literally all of this download at once. Not a very pleasant experience. Very, very discombobulating, to say the least. But that got deciphered over like 20 years of time, or maybe just over until like yesterday, still deciphering it. But certainly got unpacked over that first 10 or 20 years to begin to see, like, what is this truth? What am I truly? What is the true nature of this reality? I am a creator. I am co-creating and interacting with everyone and everything around me. I'm not separate. How do we begin to live according to that? So it can be scary because we might be standing on a foundation of like, nope, the world is, solid and there's nothing more to it. And if you follow the rules, you're going to be okay. So you're like, yeah, I'm going to follow the rules. I'm just going to do what I'm told. And then it's not until we realize that that doesn't work that we're willing to let that foundation dissolve. Why would we let the foundation dissolve while we're standing on it? You have to be willing. You have to be ready to enter something higher, right? So I've talked about this before, first octave, second octave, third octave, and that first frequency. Life is happening to me, right? Like people say, life happens and then you die kind of stuff. Like, it's the roll of the dice, right? But here's some rules. And if you do it right, if you work hard, study hard, get a good job, get a good house, you're going to be okay. Okay, there's the rules. Let me do it. And then you realize like, oh my God, I did everything right. And I still got cancer. Oh my God, I did everything I was supposed to do. And I went bankrupt, right? I was the best husband in the world and my wife left me, right? Life is happening to me. I'm just a clueless bystander, trying really hard to do it right. So that's the first octave. There's a right and wrong. You realize like, well, that was a bunch of crap because that didn't work. And you come into the second octave and you realize, whoa, I am co-creating this. It was my negativity that had me get fired from my job, or it was my negative thinking that had this happen. And, or it was I always hated my body and then I got cancer. You realize like I played a role here as well. And then in that second octave, we're more empowered. Like, how could I do it differently? But we're still in the fear channel. We're still not awakened beyond fear. So now we take these new tools and we use it to like heal my body, manifest wealth, get the right partner. I'm going to go after it. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to push hard because I'm a hard worker, right? We're still in fear separation. I got to go get it. I've got to attract my ideal reality. That is when we can expend a lot of energy. And that's why I'm using so much awareness as medicine, is because when we become aware enough, we will choose to go beyond that. The first octave, life gives you a little kick in the butt. It's like, oh, I'll just fire you from that job and see what happens now. Oh, wow, total disillusionment, right? But the second octave, I've got to choose. Whoa, I've got to choose to leave this behind. Life's not going to push me out. I could stay on that treadmill all day long. I could stay on that treadmill, hamster wheel for the rest of my life and keep proving to myself that it's not really abundance. It's not true freedom. But it's when I'm ready, when I'm clear, when I've had enough, that I will let go. This is the scariest part of everything I know, everything I think I know. That I think might work if I could just get it right. Do another Tony Robbins seminar and then it will happen. Nope. I'll get more clarity that I'm not saying any digger on Tony at all. I think his work is amazing. I'm saying that you could be using it to improve yourself and it will just lead you to more frustration and lack. If you're using it to embody greater wholeness, it could do something else. But the point I'm saying is, until you're ready, you won't let that go. It's just it's too expensive. Everything I've practiced my whole life, it's who I am. You're not going to want to let that go until you realize this really is pain. This really is an exercise in frustration. This really is not true freedom. And when I'm ready to choose true freedom, that's when I make that jump, which is really what we're doing here. And if you want to invest in that process and invest in yourself, take that step, right? Like, do what really resonates. If it resonates to come to Dallas, get on a plane and come to Dallas, or join the live stream and do it from home. Yeah, I'm going to take the step. This is a step I'm going to take. This is who I am. I am the person who follows my truth, and it will strengthen truth in your body. I'm not saying this is the thing you have to do. I'm saying when that lights up and resonates as a yes, every time you choose your yes, you strengthen your physiology immediately upon taking action. So will I start to choose what I know, or will I keep trying to stay protected with what I think? That's really the question we're at this year. Let 2022 be the year you unconditionally choose what you know. That's my invitation to you. The link for our event is at drkimd.com/Dallas, whether you're going to live stream it or come. There are still spots available. Thank you guys for all the questions. My gosh, I know I haven't really gotten to most of the comments. I was stuck in the first octave for 33 years. Yep. Deborah, you're awesome. Oh, how sweet. Thank you. Carrie, how do we keep from the overwhelming feeling of powerlessness and despair when we see the sadness and disturbing state of the world right now? This is beautiful. This is what I'm going to complete with. So if we want to tune into truth versus lie, right, the wisdom of the body, there's what's happening now. So-and-so said this thing. The news is saying this. I'm feeling that. There's what's happening now. And then there's my story about it. It'll never be okay. It's just getting worse. I'm powerless. I have no power. It will never make a difference. Now, there's what's happening in the world, which absolutely I can deal with. And then there's my story I make up about it, which is impossible to deal with because it's a fabrication. It's not because it's so hard. It's because it's not real. So truth versus lie. I'll never be okay. The world's going to hell. You know, we're all lost. It's terrible. Feel the resonance of that. Like feel heavier light. The whole exercise and in the embracing health work that we do, heavier light. And you get adept with practicing this and tuning in, heavier light. What does my body, what does my wisdom have on that? The guy on the news said, blah, 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 blah. And then over here is the story. Oh no, I'm not going to be safe. I'm about to die. Okay, so there's what was actually happening. And then there's my story about it. Now you will know if you're in the system here, feeling, sensing, present, aware, you will immediately know, oh, heavy, dread, doom, fear, right? Always, always, always indicates lie. 100% of the time, right? Lightness, joy, amazing, inspiration, always indicates truth. So it doesn't mean there's not like the awareness that there's a thing to avoid, right? If you go over to that edge of that cliff and jump off, that would probably be a bad outcome, right? It's not because of fear that you don't do it. It's because of awareness. I'm aware that would be not what I have in mind for my day. So I'm not going to do it. It's not the same as fear. Fear is not going to be how your wisdom communicates with you ever. It's always going to be a lie. So if all you do this year is tune into like heavy light, right? Maybe, okay, I had someone call this morning. But something happened this morning. And they told us, you know, the situation has to change and this is not going to be okay. And we're going to have to, you know, and my immediate was like, that's not what's going to happen. It's just not where we're going. And then my mind was like, but what am I going to do? You know, the spin out. It's like, nope. What if this is the best thing that could have ever happened? What if there's another opportunity right around the corner that I would have never imagined? And this is making space for that. Right? So now, do I go into the story and the lie? No, I can feel the heaviness of that and the spin out of that and the drama. And I know that's never true. So dump it. Ask what else is possible. So we're just tapping into this, but practice this. Big ways, small ways. Begin to pay attention. What does my wisdom know about this? What's true? What's really true here? Wisdom, what do you got for me on this? Tap in, awareness, ask questions. This will lead you in a whole different path for 2022. And yes, we will go much, much deeper in integrating this in the work we'll do in the MindBody Awakening event, which is in a couple of weeks, a few weeks, January 5th, 19th. No, I'm sorry. It's the 22nd. The page is at drkimd.com/Dallas. So all the information is there. It's the 22nd and 23rd, I believe. I shouldn't give too many pieces of specific information because I don't think I'm precise with this one. That is the weekend though. So we'll start on Friday evening. We'll have the main event on Saturday day. You're welcome to join from wherever you are. I would love to have you there. Let us know if there are questions. I'll be here every week live at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for MindBody TV. And I didn't see my little gem, but if you're out there, I love you, sweet girl. I'm glad you're here in my world, in my life. And I'll see you all soon. I love you. Blessings for an amazing, empowered year, living in alignment with truth. Bye.